Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV in the house like kitchen sinks. Now, before we get into this afternoon story, if you will, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever it may be that you represent, and let us know if you're the man or the woman that you say you be. You know, it's often times in life to where kids are brought into this world. Happens every day, as if you all didn't know so. And kids are not always brought into this world on the best of terms, the best of circumstances. But nevertheless, they're kids. They never asked to be brought into this world. Some women, and again, I'm gonna reiterate some, not all, but you got some women that just outright just trifling, man. You got dudes that are outright just trifling. But in this particular story, we're talking about this particular woman. This particular woman, we're just gonna call her Dawn. We're gonna call her Dawn. She was with a dude, and his name is James. They were together, kicked it every single day. You seen one, you seen both of them. It was one of those sort of relationships to where you would swear that when you seen the two of them that everything was just perfect. There's no way that there could ever be any sort of discrepancies, although that's not realistic. But the way that their relationship was perceived from the outside looking in, it didn't even seem as though there were ever any sort of discrepancies in the relationship. You got these two individuals, like I said, they go everywhere together. They spend, out of 7 days in a week, they together at least 6 days. Dawn wanted another child. Dawn already had 2 boys. She desperately wanted a little girl. Well, we all know that there's no guarantee what you're going to have when you have a child, but nevertheless, she was willing to continue trying until she got this little girl. They tried and tried, and boom. Next thing you know, she comes up pregnant. And at this point, they had been together about a year and a half. It's not like they had been together for, years and years, but the amount of time that they had been spending together, it was equivalent to probably them being together, 3 years. That's how much time that they were actually around each other. So she gets pregnant. James is so excited. His first child. Now, the significance of this relationship, Don was roughly 28, 29. James was 52. So there's quite a distance in between, as far as age range. But they're both consenting adults. Some people find it distasteful. I find it, do what you want to do. You're an adult. I mind my business. I don't have anything to do with that. If you're 28 and you want to get with a 52-year-old or vice versa, have at it. Has nothing to do with me. I have nothing bad to say about that whatsoever. But you're always going to have people that have they form these sort of opinions, and they well, there's no reason he should have been with her. They have nothing in common, but they're grown, consenting adults. So again, if this is what she likes, if this is what he likes, and they do so, absolutely no problem. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. Nevertheless, she's going through her, her pregnancy. However many months it takes to find out the gender of the child, 4 or 5 months in, she finds out that she's having a little girl. She is so happy. She's ecstatic. She finally gets the little girl that she's looking for. James didn't care the gender of the baby. He just wanted a healthy baby. He didn't care if the baby was not healthy. Obviously, he wanted the baby to be healthy, but you all get what the gist of what I'm trying to say. He just wanted a child of his own. Child is born. He ends up, actually, he had already proposed to her. They ended up getting married. They moved in together because originally they didn't live together. Like I said, she already had 2 other kids. I want to say her sons, they were still young of age. So by the time her daughter was born, maybe her oldest son was 4, the other one was 3. Now she has this newborn. I'm quite sure that there were going to be more to come after that. And so they're kicking it. They're, doing their thing or whatever, maintaining or whatever. And James was real close to his brother. James had a brother named Paul. They were like a year and a half apart. Always came up, they came up together, same household. And they really spent a lot of time together as well. They talked on the phone every day, every other day. They were as tight as brothers could possibly be. Anytime they had something at the house or, Paul was always there. Paul seemed to be excited. He's going to be an uncle for the first time. They had another brother, but I think the other brother didn't have any kids either. So Paul was very, very excited about this situation. After the daughter is about maybe 1 year old, it started to be a rumor that was floating in the air. This baby that Dawn had by James may not be James's baby. He's starting to hear these things. Initially, he's not really putting much stock into it. There's no way that this is not my child. I mean, when would she get an opportunity? She's always with me. How could she even have an opportunity to go and get with somebody else when she's always around me? He got to the point where these rumors were so loud, he confronted her and he asked her about it. Hey, baby, I know this is probably not true, but I've heard this and I've been hearing it for a while, but, I heard that our beautiful daughter could potentially be somebody else's. Please tell me that's not true. Wow. How could you even come to me with something like that? What do you mean, baby? I'm just asking. I'm just trying to figure out, what's what. Because I've heard it several different times. The first few times I ignored it, but I continuously hear it. Wow. You come to me after all that I done been through having this kid, after all the complications, after everything, and you come to me, you ask me something like this? What, you don't trust me? So she throws a temper tantrum. She don't speak to him for like a week. She has absolutely nothing to say to him whatsoever. Ends up coming back. Baby, I'm sorry. I was out of line. Make him feel bad. I was out of line for coming to you, asking you something like that. It's just that, again, I was hearing these things and I knew it wasn't true. I didn't want to believe it, but I just figured I'd come to you directly. When would I have a time or a chance to do something like that? All I do is work and come home. All I do is go to work, come home, take care of the kids. By the time I do everything that I need to do, I'm tired. I don't go out. When would I have an opportunity to ever do something like this? I'm so hurt. I need 50 million. Now, she didn't say that in this particular instance. But that was her disposition. That was her demeanor. She's so hurt that her husband came to her. Because remember I said they got married. Her husband came to her and asked her about infidelity that he had been hearing about. It's not like he's out investigating. It's not like he's, trying to find out some bad news. It was coming to him. One night they were at a card game. James, his brother Paul, 3 or 4 others. And they were over there and one word led to the next. There was some drinking involved. James straight up asked his brother, because the rumors that he was hearing, it was his brother Paul's baby. They say that alcohol, what do they call it? Liquid courage. It gives you the courage to say things that you typically wouldn't say, or the things that you wanted to say, but you just never could bring yourself to say it. So he asked his brother, yo, bro, you been sleeping with my wife? And why would you ask me something like that, man? I'm your brother. I'm your brother. Don't you know? I'm your brother. I understand, bro. But this is This is just what I've been hearing, so I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Now, when he asked him this, he did do him the due diligence of asking him, like he didn't ask him in front of everybody else. He kind of put him to the side on the back deck or whatever, because they couldn't smoke in the house. So whenever somebody wanted to smoke, they go outside, smoke, and then come back in. Nah, bro, I would never do nothing like that. I'm sorry, bro. I just had to ask you because I keep hearing it. I know you would never do me. I know you would never do me this way. This is my wife, man. This is a person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. I know you would never do anything like that. Nah, bro. I wouldn't do you that way. A few more months passes. Everything is patched back up. Don and James, they're cool. Matter of fact, they wasted no time and they had another one on the way. That fast. They had another one on the way. This feeling that he was having just wouldn't leave his mind. He was still hearing these rumors. Bro, that's your brother's baby, man. That's your brother's baby, I'm telling you, man. He was over at his brother's house one night. They would often have get-togethers. Remember I said they always spent a lot of time together. They were like this. Once again, alcohol's involved. Bro, I'm going to ask you one more time, man. And I need you to tell me the truth because I'm about to have a blood test. Have you been sleeping with my wife, man? Just tell me. Nothing can come between us, but have you been sleeping with my wife? Look, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. One night I came to your house. I think you was at work or you hadn't made it home. We was sitting there, had a couple drinks. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. She came on to me. I was just sitting there. She came over. She started rubbing on me. I should have just got up and left. And I definitely should have told you, but I didn't want to ruin anything that you all had. So, ho. So this has been true all this time? I done asked you previous to this, but this has been true the entire time? Bro, I love you, man. I'd do anything for you. But yeah, I did sleep with your wife, man. At the time you all weren't married. I'm not justifying it, but it wasn't right. Two of them begin to throw blows, man. Paul didn't even want to fight. He knew he was dead wrong. James is furious, man. They going through it or whatever. People's trying to see what's going on. Quickly, they understand the situation. You slept with my wife. You slept with my wife. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. They couldn't hold these two son bitches back. See, they were both about the same height. Both about 6'2". I don't know, 240. Kind of heavy dudes, man. Country boys, country strong type dudes. It's kind of hard to pull them back, man. James grabs a knife. Mind you, they're at Paul's house. James grabs a knife. Big butcher knife. One of them knives Jason or Michael Myers be having. He's ready to take his own brother out. Everybody's telling him, no, stop, chill out. Luckily for Paul stayed strapped. Paul kept that thing on him, man. Even at home, hey, bro, I'm going to tell you, man, I don't want to do this. Back up, bro. Bro, back up. James is out of his mind. He's irate. He acts as though he don't see this 4-5 on him, man. After he continuously tells him to back up, James continues to come. Bow! He blasts him. But when he blasts him in his leg. He ain't shoot him in his chest or his head, his face, and nothing like that. He catches him in his chest. I mean, in his leg. Obviously, the commotion and things of that nature is so loud. Police comes. Most people scatter. They gone. Obviously, James is gone. Well, James is not gone. I'm sorry, Paul is gone. And it's his own house. He's gone. I'm not trying to be here when the police is here. Police come. They do the investigation. They're trying to get Paul down to the police station. They want to do an interview. They're trying to figure out exactly, what was what. The investigation was ongoing for some months. Once they finally got him down there and he told them pretty much what happened or whatever, the investigation lasted. It wasn't one of those things where they wrapped it up within, a week or two. During this process, James ended up having a blood test. Really put situation with his wife, they were really, really at odds. As I mentioned, they were already expecting another child. They just had a child. He was very close to the boys. She's denying it. She's still denying it. I haven't slept with anybody else. I can't believe you're coming at me like this. Now here you got a brother that's clearly saying that he did it, he apologizes. But yet instead of her coming clean, instead of her just saying I made a mistake or whatever, she's continuously denying it. Y'all rock with me. Blood test comes back. It's not James' baby. What? It's not his baby. You can only imagine the furious anger that he had. I'm in a Commonwealth state, meaning that the situation that took place between James and his brother, although initially he may not wanted to have pressed charges, it's still up to the DA if they want to press charges. The case was kind of dangling. But James said, you know what? That son of a bitch, he slept with my wife, even though it wasn't his wife at the time. He slept with my girl. I'm going to get him. He pursues the matter. By him pursuing the matter, they come in and they charge Paul first-degree assault in his own home. Somebody coming at him with a knife in his own home, shoots him in the leg, but he's charged with first-degree assault. Don't understand how, but that's just the way that it was. Paul's going to fight this thing to the end. He goes to jail. His bond's like $7,500. He gets out on bond. Although he was dead wrong, he's furious at his brother. He can't understand why in the world be allowing a woman to come between us. After all, I was dead wrong, but she came in me. What was I supposed to do? She was the one that initiated this. Whole family's divided at this point. You have a mother. She's not going to love her sons any differently. She knows that Paul was dead wrong, but at the same time, she loves James. James doesn't know exactly what to do as far as with this beautiful child that he has, this little girl. And he's starting to question this baby that's on the way. Everything was just in total disarray. He wants to get a divorce. They hadn't been married very long. But at the same time, he still had love for this woman. He still had love for Dawn. But how could you have so much love for her and yet have this hatred towards your brother when she was the one that the common denominator? It takes two to tango. Yeah, the brother was dead wrong, but she was dead wrong just as well. And you willing to forgive her, but now you going to court? You trying to prosecute your brother? The entire case was bogus in the first place. Never should have even been prosecuted. How you gonna be prosecuted in your own home when somebody's coming at you with a knife? But of course, the prosecution, they don't care about the truth. They just want a conviction. Well, he should have used other measures. He shot him in his leg. Could have gave off a warning shot. He could have done a whole lot of different things, but he didn't do such. I guess that's a form of karma, I guess, if you really want to look at it. Don't necessarily agree with it, getting the police involved. But also don't agree with Paul sleeping with his brother's significant other. So much turmoil is going on. But James knows that he can't continue to live this way. He knows that I'm going to forgive this woman and we're going to move forward, or we're going to break it off. In the meanwhile, Paul's going back and forth to court. And this case ultimately gets dismissed. You have witnesses. Prosecution knew that they didn't have a case, but they were trying to get him to take a plea deal, and he refused to do so. He had the money to hire a very experienced trial attorney. They knew they had no win coming, but look at everything that he lost. Public embarrassment. Had to sit in jail for a few days. Thousands of dollars that he had to spend on his legal fees. But I guess it's just the price that you pay sometimes when you do these things that you know is not on the up and up. The two of them are not really speaking. And eventually the second child comes along. Well, when the second child comes along, James is happy, but how can he truly have real happiness when he isn't sure if this baby is his? They go through the process of having a blood test, and same way they did the first time. Lo and behold, that baby's not his either. When it was all said and done, both kids that Don had were by Paul, his brother. See, situations like this, and I know marriage can be a very, very beautiful thing. I understand that everybody's not the same. I understand that all women are not the same. All dudes are not the same. Respectfully. But when you hear stories like this, it really just makes one wonder if he truly ever wants to go that route. She swore up and down she's never had time. How could you come at me like this? How could you even question my love for you? And you didn't just have one child, you had two kids by this man's brother. You know what the sad part about it? To this day, him and his brother still don't speak. And James is still with this woman. He's raising all the kids as though they were his. I don't have a problem with raising a child that's not yours. After all, it's not the kid's fault. But what I do have a serious problem is that you just allow this woman to get away with the ultimate betrayal. Now, you're raising the kids as though they were yours, but yet the brother's still coming around because he's handling his responsibilities and doing for the kids. Has to be a very, very awkward situation, because when it's all said and done, you're really the uncle. This woman, I have zero respects for. None. I'm not an advocate for violence. I'm glad that he didn't do anything to her, didn't put his hands on her or anything like that. But situations like this is the very reason, some of the reason rather, that things that you see in the news, untimely demises and unaliving, it's situations like this sometimes, not all the time. And it makes you wonder, how can you really blame a person? Again, I'm not an advocate for violence. I don't believe in just leave a person. When you playing with a person's feelings, you playing with a person's heart, and you laying down with other people, when that person has done nothing to you but be loyal and committed to you, and on top of all of that, you lay down with a family member, his brother, there's no telling how many times you all did it. Y'all have kids together, man. That's a sickening situation, man. Very, very sickening. But what comes around goes around. You reap what you sow in this world. And Paul and Don, they would definitely get theirs in the end. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you liked the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. Real Kens TV.